Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Tiger Eye Talk. I'd like to introduce my guest I have with me today is Trish Kimble. Trish helps people stop playing small and start trusting the experience they've earned. With over 40 years of executive administration and operations, she understands what it means to carry responsibility, manage pressure, and keep everything and everyone moving forward. After reinventing her own career, Trish became a speaker, mentor, and thought leader focused on confidence, resilience, and purposeful reinvention. She is the creator of Invincible VA, a mindset first framework for virtual assistants ready to step into CEO level thinking and strong boundaries and ageless thriving. A program for women 50 plus who know their next chapter isn't about slowing down, it's about stepping up. Known for her warmth, honesty, and no fluff insight, Trish challenges outdated beliefs about success, aging, and self worth, inspiring real conversations about growth, courage, and what's possible at any age in life. Welcome, Trish. I am so happy to have you with us.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa. It's so great to be here. I've been looking forward to this.
Awesome. I'll let you kind of further introduce yourself a little bit and give us a little more in depth about how it is that you help those that you work with.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, as you had said, I've had a long career, a varied career. So I've got tons of experience, both in administration. So that's for helping the virtual assistants go farther in their career. And also, I am a senior myself. And so the Ageless Thriving program is one that I developed after talking to many women my age or a little bit younger and a little bit older. And I found that a lot of us are in that transition stage. You know, some of us may still be working, we may have children at home, we may be helping our elderly parents with their life. So we're kind of caught in that sandwich area. I won't call us the sandwich generation, but sometimes it feels like that. You're kind of stuck between two pieces of bread and you're not quite sure where to go because you spent your whole life pretty much by this time helping everybody else
True.
and keeping everybody else on track. You know, many of us have, raised families, some of us while managing careers at the same time or businesses or still are. And then, transitioning all the ups and downs of raising a family, of course, and being in relationships. And, we may have gone through one relationship, two, or in my case, three. uh, I always say the third time's the charm. And, you change with each of those and you
Exactly.
change where you are in your life. But the bottom line of as I have always, throughout my whole life and my career, helping others has always been a passion of mine. Right from, when I was like a little 10-year-old managing the playground.
Great place to start.
It was I lived in an area in Ontario in Canada that was a cottage area. So in the summertime, in the wintertime we might have had 50 to 100 people there. In the summertime we probably had thousands, right?
Oh,
Um, and so there was lots of kids at the park, and
sure.
and so I took it upon myself to make sure that I helped them and did playgrounds and stuff like that. So it was right from an early age I started helping other
Awesome.
people.
That's
And
so
so it's been my passion throughout my life. Unfortunately, what happens when you do that, and this is what I found with other women, we get so caught up in helping others that we forget about ourselves.
true. That's
And that's where I found myself in the last, few years. I've been in my business now. I started my business in 2020. Um, and that was in February. And in March, COVID hit and shut the world down.
Yes, it is.
And so I was like, okay, great. Now what do I do? I had retired from a career in mostly government, although I had many others, um, and was, going out to do what I do now. That didn't work, of course, when COVID shut down because I really couldn't go out and talk to people.
Yeah.
So I pivoted over to what my background was, which was mostly administration and project management and finance. So I did that. And for the last 5 years of my business, that's what I did.
Awesome.
Over the last year or so, I said, okay, that's good. It's work. It's my foundation business. I still have clients. I still love my clients and I work with them every day. And I work with other virtual assistants to help mentor them and either create their own business or grow their business. And I love that. But I also wanted to do something more that was meant for the women in 55 and plus, because that's what I was finding myself. There has to be more than just, working and helping others. What about me? And what do I want? And it was more, as I said to woman, we spend our life doing the should side, I
Mhm.
should do this, I should do this. But we forget about what I want. So I decided I needed more of the want.
I like that
Right.
perspective.
Yeah. This is yeah. Now what do I want as opposed to what do I want to give someone else?
Right.
And that's all good. And that's that transition stage. And that's where I have found a lot of women are now, is in that either the transition, and some of them may even be beyond that. Um, and wondering, okay, so now what do I do? And when I launched my program, Ageless Thriving, I did so because it was not only from my own lived experience. I mean, I have the skills. The skills are always there, and I'm still a doer. Um, but I'm more into a season of guiding as opposed to really helping others. And one of the people I, felt that I had helped a lot was my mother-in-law, who had gone through a lot of medical problems, right? And I found a lot of senior women, we end up with a lot of different medical issues as we age.
Yes.
And so some of them are harder to navigate than others. And she was finding it difficult to navigate. And so many people tend to, I won't say they give up, but they certainly withdraw and they feel alone and they feel that it's just them and there's nobody there to help. And I thought, no, there's more to that. There's more that we can do to get through that and to live our life with intention. And so
I love that. Yes.
that's where I kind of, for me, that's my life this year. That's my focus word this year is intention.
Nice.
And
Nice.
and I did that because I thought to myself, okay, I want to talk to other women about, you know, how they can live forward with intention, which is the name of my first workshop I'm doing. But I thought, okay, well, I got to set an example. I need to do it myself
Right.
to other people. So that's what I have done as well. I'm being more mindful about what and how I'm eating. I'm getting more active. I'm doing more, uh, aquafit classes and exercise classes. And I go for walks every day, and I've done that all along. But I need to do more in the strength exercises because for women, and I learned this today actually, that strength building, particularly in women, is a way to fight off osteoporosis.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is powerful, and especially you'll hear, and I've heard this before from a friend. Oh, Mom wasn't doing anything, and she fell down and broke her hip. But sometimes what it is they break their hip and fall down. They don't
Sure.
it may not be a fall that did it. It's the osteoporosis in there. And that's because we haven't maintained our own strength and our own conditioning, and literally just paying attention to ourselves. We
Right.
we tend to forget about ourselves is
Yes.
what we do.
Yes, you are correct. You
Yeah.
are
We
correct.
get lost in helping others, and we forget who we are. So uh, that's kind of my background as to why I'm moving in the direction I am. I'm still, as I said, blank slate is still my foundation of my business, and I still have clients that I love and work with every day. Um, but
Nice.
the other side of my business is now the Ageless Thriving program, and that's where I can see myself going in the next few years. So,
Awesome. What's the
yeah.
most important lesson that you've learned over your career as an entrepreneur?
Um, I think the most important lesson would be one that um, make sure you take time for yourself.
Yes.
You know, no matter what, no matter what business you're in or what service or product you're providing,
Right.
um, don't forget to set your boundaries.
Yes. Very
Your
important.
boundaries with your clients, with your family, with yourself. Because,
Yes.
as I said, we forget ourselves. I now, on my calendar, every day, I have CEO time blocked in my calendar,
That's
and I stick to that because that's the time. And we can all get into a rabbit hole. Oh, that's a great idea. We start going into then we get down, and 2 hours later, we're down that rabbit hole, and we've forgotten all our other rest of our to do list for the day.
yes.
Um, so what I've done is I've blocked time in my calendar every day, and I stick to that. That's the only time I allow myself to go in and do it. But it's important that I do it every day. And that could be just even where I go
Well,
out
you're,
for a
you're
walk.
building that habit, and that's a very
Building
important
that.
habit to have as an
Yes.
entrepreneur. And if you don't
Yeah.
do it on the daily, then the habit won't get built. And that's
That's
I think
very
where
yeah.
some
I think
may, fail is they don't continuously do that.
yeah, yeah. Well, and they say it takes what, 21 days to build a habit?
Yes, yes,
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
yeah, at the end of this month, well, probably halfway through this month, I'll have that habit down, you know?
Awesome. It's awesome.
Um,
What is one of your biggest pet peeves?
oh, my biggest pet peeves. Oh, that's a hard one. Rude people,
Oh, that's a good one.
rude people. Uh, I see no point in being rude, and I don't care if you're a multi-billionaire CEO of some big
Right.
company. That doesn't give you the right to be rude to others.
That is so true.
Everybody everybody deserves compassion and empathy no matter what their circumstances are.
Exactly.
So I think for me that would be rude people would be number one of my pet peeves.
Awesome. What is your biggest compliment or your best compliment that you've ever received?
Ah, it actually was one that surprised me. And I've had several people say it to me that I'm very calming.
Nice.
Yeah. I it's not what I would have thought. And I think it comes from learning to be organized and not panicking during chaos.
Oh, that's very beneficial.
And I've had lots of experience with that with clients and with I can remember a time when we had an earthquake in our area, not a major earthquake, but a
Yeah.
significant one. And you're supposed to, when an earthquake happens, shelter in place, get under your
Sure.
desk and duck and cover sort of thing.
Yes.
Well, of course, that's not what everybody was doing. They were panicking and running out of the building screaming, right? And then standing right below all of the glass windows.
Oh, wow.
And at the time, I was like, no, that's not what we're supposed to do. So I went to the doorway and blocked it and said, no, go get under your desk and shelter like you've been taught to do and stay calm. And I think that's where it comes from. It's just, I don't panic during an emergency, I stay calm. And so I guess I help others stay calm. So,
That is a very good skill to have. Everyone does not have that skill. So kudos to you. Um, what is something people seem to misunderstand about what you do for others?
oh, misunderstand. Oh, um, hmm, that's tough. Because I have such a wide umbrella of, of helping people. As I said, my company deals with administration, financial management, project management,
Sure. Yeah.
and I've delved into all of them. Um, so I think people, where they misunderstand is, I think, more of what that area is. When I say I'm a virtual assistant,
Mm-hmm.
surprisingly, even now, many people don't understand what that is or what that
Totally agree with
entails.
you.
Yeah. So I guess, it's kind of like, well, they'll say, well, can you fix this sort of thing? And I'm like, depending on what it is, I'm like, yeah, sure, I handle that. Or, it'll be something like so totally, the opposite end of the scale. It's like, no, you should talk to somebody like this. So I think it's just a misconception of, uh, you know, what do virtual assistants do? And my company name is Blank Slate, my big name, um, and the name itself is. I mean, most people understand what a blank slate is.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
you know, it's starting over, it's renewing, and everything else. But for me, it's a mindset.
Yes.
It's a mindset of what you can do. What are the possibilities, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so when people hear my name, that's probably the most confusing part. Well, what does a blank slate do, right? It's not obvious,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So I
I
think
get
that,
that too because mine's not very obvious either.
yeah, the tiger eye solution. They're probably thinking you have a tiger in your backyard or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, I don't have that.
maybe you should get one. There you go.
Yeah, maybe I should. Um, so, how would others, like your family or those that are close to you, describe what you do?
How would others describe what I do? Honey, come tell them. um, I think um, they would describe me as a savvy senior business person, an author, a speaker,
Nice.
uh, a person who gets things done.
That's the most
That's
important
probably,
description right there.
I think so.
Yes. Yes. This is awesome. So, if our viewers, if they wanted to contact you, what's the best way for them to contact you and learn more?
Well, I have two emails that I'm using only because, as I said, I'm evolving my business kind of like this. So if somebody is looking for things in the administration, the project management, the financial management, anything along administrative type things,
Okay.
that would be my email at trish@blank-slate.ca.
Awesome.
If they're wanting to know more about um, my program Ageless Thriving, about helping women that are 50 and over live forward with intention, with understanding this next chapter in our
Yes.
lives,
Yes.
then that would be Trish at trishkimble.com.
Nice.
And I can give you all of that as well. You can add that to
Yeah,
your
we can add that
if
to
you
the
want.
description.
But that's probably the two easiest ways. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn,
Awesome.
the usual social media platforms as well.
Mhm.
Um, and I have websites for both of those. So
Awesome. Good, good,
yeah.
good. Yes.
So and that it was a strategic direction this year to go and separate them, only because they are very different.
Different, yeah.
Um, they cover different things. One is much more focused, as I said, on women only,
Right, right.
whereas blank slate is it really doesn't matter who or what you are.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
I can help you with that. So that was why I separated them, to be more intentional, to um, help specific people in a certain way. So.
That is awesome, awesome. Anything else you'd like to share before we end this session today?
Um,
You have really shared a lot of great
I,
information for our viewers
I did
around
share.
and about what it is that you do and how you help those
Yeah,
you work with, which is
yeah.
really awesome.
Um, I guess I really believe that we can all live forward with intention,
Yes,
and that there's wisdom in every season of life,
yes,
um, and that there's still more ahead. We aren't done. Um, so I think uh, I'd want people to know that it's never too late to either start over or change or evolve, whatever you want to call it. Um, the skills and the wisdom and your life experience that you've gathered, they all matter.
they do.
And whether it's in business or life, you can still choose what comes next in your life.
Yes, yes, you can. And that has a lot of power behind it as well, no matter what that looks like for each individual person, because it's going to look
And
different,
it's
right?
different for everyone, which is that is the best part. We are all individuals,
Yes,
and we all have a story behind us, but it's supporting each other, whether it's in business, whether it's in life, or a relationship. It doesn't really matter. There's power in connection.
yes, absolutely. I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. Thank you so much, Trish, for being our guest today. If you
Well,
have any questions for Trish, by all means, do reach out to her. I will be sharing her
please.
contact information along with this video. So, yes, thank you again, Trish. And I look
Well,
forward to
thank
staying
you.
connected and learning more.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lisa. This has been truly wonderful, to be on your show. I've been connected with you for a few years. Actually,
Yes,
we connected when I was looking at growing my virtual team, and
yes,
that's how we connected, because I knew you had done that and you were experienced at it. So I was pulling from your um, wisdom to pass on, and that's all part of that connection.
that's
So
right. It's all about finding common ground. And Trish and I found
yeah,
common ground through
we
our virtual
did.
assistant businesses. So, yes,
We did. But thank you so much for having me today, Lisa. I just love it, and I hope your viewers will love it too.
it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.